EQI Leadership, Emotional Quotient Inventory. Daniel Goleman is the guru of it and the founder of a lot of emotional intelligence. I love this quote. For leaders, the first task in management has nothing to do with leading others. Step one poses the challenge of knowing and managing oneself. And it's so true. What is emotional intelligence? There's 5 critical areas around self-awareness, understanding yourself, understanding others, the wants and needs, understanding motivation of others and understanding motivation of self, how to stay calm, how to show empathy, how to handle relationships. And there's social intelligence, having that emotional intelligence in social settings. So we all know about IQ. Well, when we talk about EQ, we're talking about IQ is intellectual quotient, EQ is emotional quotient. So we can actually measure your emotional intelligence like we can measure your IQ. But unlike IQ, EQ actually develops and grows over your lifetime. So as a leader, you should always be conscious of what your EQ. So you may be aware of some of this. If you're not, I'd really encourage you to go and read some books of Daniel Goleman, because I think there's some really great takeaways that we can have understanding more about our emotions. In this video, I'm just trying to keep it simple, trying to give you the basics and some little insights that you can really think about. Because when we dive a little bit deeper into our emotional intelligence, this chart here really gives you a bit of a breakdown of just the emotional skills that you require to live a normal life and have a good quality life. Problem solving and resilience and self-esteem, trust and impulse control. All these things you would identify with and probably have more of some and less of others. You might have really good optimism, but you might really struggle with assertiveness, or you might be really proactive and emotionally strong in engaging people through networks and so forth. But then you might really struggle in empathy with some of your peers or direct reports. So there's so many different components to emotional intelligence. What do you have and what skills do you need? So out of that chart, and I've got the PDF there for you to consider. So with your coach, I'd like you to coach through what skills can you identify with and where do you think your strengths are and what skills do you need? So where are your weaknesses? What areas would you like to improve on? And making it a conscious reality that you can improve, and reading up about empathy or resilience so that you can understand, well, if I need more of that, or it might be impulse control. So if you're very impulsive or very reactive, how do you understand that and how do you change that behavior? So it's really important that you understand the difference between each of the emotional skills that you have. Because when it comes to leadership, there's 6 different styles when we talk about emotional intelligent leaders. So there's the visionary style, that's the come with me. And a lot of businesses, it's really good to have a great visionary leader. But there is that chance that it can be harmful when followers are very skilled themselves. So a visionary leader is important, but you need other skills. So there's the coach, the affiliative, the democratic, the coercive, and the pace setter. So the 6 different styles all have their requirements. What leadership style do you have? Are you a coaching leader more than a visionary? Are you the type of person that really interested in people, really interested in getting the best out of people, but can be very poor when it comes to time consuming when people aren't motivated? Affiliative, do you really want to work with people and work alongside them and bring harmony and trust and build them up to get the best out of them? And you need to watch the problem with it, that it can be too trusting and not provide enough feedback. Democratic, you want everyone's opinion. What do you think? Can be really great, but when you talk about situational leadership, can't always be democratic because you've got to be a leader and you need to sometimes make a decision, and sometimes you need to really show good leadership. Coercive, do it my way and do it now, can be very good in crisis, but can be very problematic in teams and trying to bring people along for the journey. And pace setter, there is a need for it. Sometimes when followers are highly skilled and motivated, they really want that pace setting leadership style. It works poorly in most business situations because, a lot of people don't want to do as you do or do as you say. They want to be encouraged to think for themselves and be self-aware of what they need to achieve. So it's a very quick snapshot. Only a 4 or 5 minute video, this one, just to give you a snippet of emotional intelligence, because I think it's a really critical part of your leadership, and it's really foundational, I think, in understanding yourself and understanding your emotions and understanding how you build relationships. Because if you're going to be a high performer and excel in leadership, emotional intelligence is a real part of the equation. Hope that helps.